Welcome to the University of New England and to the graduation ceremony for the awards in the Faculty of Humanities, Arts, Social Sciences and Education. Graduates, family, friends and the UNE community, may I ask you to now please stand for the entry of the academic procession and the Deputy Chancellor of the University of New England, and remain standing to join us in singing the National Anthem. Thank you. Please join us in singing the National Anthem.
Australians, oh let us rejoice, for we are one and free, with golden soil and wealth for toil. Our home is girt by sea. Our land abounds in nature's gifts of beauty rich and rare. In history's page let every stage advance Australia fair. In joyful strains then let us sing, advance Australia fair.
In the spirit of reconciliation, I would like to acknowledge the Anawin people who are the traditional custodians of this land. I would also like to pay respect to their elders past and present, and I extend that respect to all Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander people who are present here today. I should ask you all to be seated. Sorry, I've skipped that part of my notes, which is very important on a hot day because you would have been standing there for a long time. My apologies, everyone. Good morning. My name is Jan McClelland and I'm the Deputy Chancellor of UNE, and it's my great privilege and pleasure to welcome everybody to today's graduation ceremony for the Faculty of Humanities, Arts, Social Sciences and Education. Welcome especially to our graduates and their family and friends joining us to celebrate this very special occasion, many of whom have travelled great distances to be with us today. Welcome also to our staff who are here today to share in the celebrations and achievement of their students who they've taught, supervised and supported during their time at UNE. I welcome today's special guest, today's occasional address speaker, Mr. Timothy Walker CBE AM, Distinguished Alumni Award winner, Rose Lovelock, Distinguished Service Medalist, Dr. Catherine Dougal, our Vice-Chancellor and CEO, Professor Chris Moran, Emeritus Professor Ray Cooksey, today's Esquire Bedell, and members of the UNE Council and Executive Staff. Graduations are a very special time for the university. They are an occasion when we celebrate the achievements of students and the attainment of their awards and degrees, and also when we acknowledge the hard work and dedication of the staff who have supported them. Graduations are also a time when we can, as a university, honour those who have made a special contribution to the university, the local community and society as a whole. For many of you, this will be your first time on campus. Welcome. We hope that this place will be one of significance for you as it has been for the generation of graduates over the past 70 years. And we are excited to share the campus with you on this special day. I hope you all have the opportunity to have a look around. Graduation ceremonies date back to the Middle Ages and tend to be reasonably formal occasions. At UNE, while we honour the traditions of graduation ceremonies, we try to make this day as warm and engaging as possible for graduates and everyone attending. So just a small tip for the graduates, don't worry about your hats and your gowns. We've got people here to help with that. You all look fantastic. Just savour the moment and really feel a sense of pride in your achievement because you've really worked hard to earn it. Just another tip, we know it's a very hot day and we have provided water for you, but if anybody needs additional water, please put up your hand or ask and we'll make sure that you get additional water. It's now my pleasure to declare this ceremony open and to call upon Elder Colin Ahoy to make the welcome to country.
Welcome to Country shows respect for the traditional custodians of a particular region or area where an Aboriginal or Torres Strait Islander elder from the local region welcomes people to their land. This may be done through speech, song and dance. Protocols for welcoming visitors to country have been a part of Aboriginal Torres Strait Islander cultures for thousands of years. Despite the absence of fences or visible borders, Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander groups had clear boundaries separating their country from that of other groups. Crossing into another group's country required a request for permission to enter, like gaining a visa, and when that permission was granted, the hosting group would welcome the visitors. While visitors were provided with a safe passage, they also had to respect the protocols and rules of the landowner group while on their country. Today, obviously, much has changed, and these protocols have been adapted to contemporary circumstances, but the essential items of welcoming visitors and offering safe passage remain in place. The land where this university stands is the country of my people, the Anouan people, who are the traditional custodians of this land, and we share the caring of this country with the Gumbaynggirri, Dunghutti and Kamilaroi people. I pay respect to the elders of those nations, both past and present and emerging, and I extend that same respect to each of you today, and welcome. Deputy Chancellor.
Thank you, Colin, and we are honoured to have you present today to welcome us to your country. Today we gather not only to celebrate academic excellence, but also to honour the remarkable contributions of individuals who have significantly impacted our university and communities. UNE Alumni Awards recognise the diverse achievements of our alumni in their lives, careers and communities, and those who have demonstrated their commitment to UNE's core values. UNE currently has over 135,000 alumni, and as graduands sitting before me today, you will soon be part of that exclusive family. The UNE Distinguished Alumni Award is presented to a UNE graduate who, over the course of their career, has made significant contributions to their field, displays outstanding leadership and professional qualities while embodying UNE's values of creativity, innovation, risk-taking, access and inclusion, embodies characteristics of honesty, ethical behaviour and authenticity, and will inspire future generations of UNE graduates with their achievements. I now call upon the Vice-Chancellor, Professor Chris Moran, to present a distinguished Aboriginal Elder, Elizabeth Rose Lovelock, the Distinguished Alumni Award.
Good morning. I also acknowledge that this place has traditional custodians, as do all the places where the students, staff and community of the University of New England live, learn, work and play. I acknowledge the traditions of those places and the leaders, past, present and emerging, and also pay my respects to any Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islanders here today. Just before I move on to the citation, just a couple of words to build on the Deputy Chancellor's earlier comments about us having a warmth in our ceremonies. We don't want you to cook. This is the third of 3 days in a row where it's been the beautiful New England. Those of you who know Armidale is a cold place, you'll have to change the messaging there. We just encourage you throughout the ceremony of two things. One, to continue to find water, and particularly if you're sitting in full sun, please feel free to circulate in and out of the shade. We will work through the order of the graduands to provide the testimonies essentially through this side, and then we'll move from the front to the back at this side. So if you keep your eye on the person you've come to support, please feel free to move in and out of the shade. And those who have got the wonderful spots under those trees, squidge in a bit and let the hot people come in. So please get that water early. Please don't wait until you feel thirsty to request some water. Just another couple of words. The people sitting in front of me here are currently known as graduands. That's an ANDS on there, and graduands. Today they will graduate and become graduates. There's a point of this ceremony where that occurs, where the chair of the academic board and the chancellor will take the stage. The graduands will be asked to stand, and then a charge will be read. It's at that point that they graduate. And it is that point you go crazy, because that's why we're here. This is not a church event, this is a celebration event. The second thing is, we can hear you really clearly. And so when each person comes up to receive their testimony, they will hear you if you call out. So please feel free to do that. We get the pleasure of seeing their faces when you do that. So please remember, we're here to celebrate. Rose Lovelock, or Auntie Rose, as she's very well known throughout her community and more widely, is an Anawan woman from Armidale. She graduated from Armidale College of Advanced Education with an Associate Diploma in Aboriginal Studies and a College Medal in 1986 and a Bachelor of Arts from UNE in 1996. Auntie Rose played a pivotal role in the establishment of the Orala Aboriginal Centre at UNE during the 1980s and was a lecturer and unit coordinator for Orala. She was instrumental in starting the TRACS tertiary preparation program within the university. In 2014, Auntie Rose was awarded the Vice-Chancellor's Indigenous Fellowship, providing cultural advice to the university's executive. Outside of her university roles, Auntie Rose manages projects with the Australian Arts Council and the Centrelink Indigenous Service Office for the Hunter New England region. She also worked for the New South Wales Aboriginal Land Council as a strategic regional planner. Auntie Rose has published extensively, conducted research programs, and has delivered many presentations in Australia and overseas on Aboriginal history and contemporary issues facing Aboriginal communities. Currently, Auntie Rose is the Director of the Armidale Aboriginal Cultural Centre and Keeping Place, transforming this hub into a vibrant community centre for various educational, social and cultural groups across the region. Deputy Chancellor, graduands, guests, in recognition of her significant contributions in developing practices to drive self-determination and self-management in Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander communities, it is my honour to present to you Elizabeth Rose Lovelock for a Distinguished Alumni Award.
Congratulations, Rose. Vice-Chancellor, I now invite you to present Dr. Catherine Dougal for the Distinguished Service Medal.
Thank you, Deputy Chancellor. And as a footnote, Auntie Rose continues to provide excellent advice to the Vice-Chancellor of the University of New England, which I very much appreciate. Deputy Chancellor, in recognition of her extraordinary dedication and outstanding service to the University of New England and the broader research community, it is with great pleasure that we award Dr. Kath Dougal the Distinguished Service Medal. Dr. Dougal's connection with UNE began in the late 1970s when she embarked upon her first tertiary education experience with a Bachelor of Arts, majoring in Asian Studies and French. Her passion for UNE was ignited, and she has remained staunchly loyal to the brand and its people ever since. While running a household, trying to earn money through tutoring and various research assistant positions, and raising two young boys, Dr. Dougal crossed the finish line with her PhD in 1998, and it was awarded without correction. Throughout her 13 years in research services, Dr. Dougal has exemplified the highest standards of commitment, consistently surpassing expectations to ensure unparalleled levels of service delivery to both internal and external stakeholders. She has played a pivotal role in enhancing the quality of grant applications, collaborating with stakeholders across the university to streamline processes, ensuring the highest standards of excellence and increasing research grant applications and success at UNE. Dr. Dougal is persistent, never giving up, and when she starts something, she sees it through. This is a trait which defines her legacy at UNE and her approach to life. Overcoming a wealth of personal struggles throughout her life has shaped Kath's view of the world and instilled a tremendous sense of compassion for her fellow human beings. Her impact goes far beyond the research and professional realm, and her most recent achievements are undoubtedly of a human quality. Establishing health and wellbeing focused initiatives, both within and outside the Research Services Directorate, are evidence of Dr. Dougall's profound ability to ensure everybody has a safe, supportive place to express themselves and be heard. Dr. Dougall's leadership during times of uncertainty, notably during the COVID-19 pandemic, has been characterised by resilience, optimism and adaptability. She ensured seamless transitions to remote work, prioritised mental wellbeing and promoted a sense of camaraderie within the team. In recognition of her exceptional contributions to the research landscape at UNE, including the augmentation of UNE's reputation within the wider sector, her unwavering dedication to the well-being of others, her exemplary leadership and commitment to gold standard service, we congratulate Dr. Catherine Dougall on her very well-deserved award.
Congratulations, Dr. Dougall, and what an honour. Vice-Chancellor, I now invite you to introduce today's occasional address speaker.
Deputy Chancellor, thank you. You may or may not be aware that 2024 marks 70 years since this university was founded, on just a few hundred students studying with about 30 staff in 3 buildings. That one, the one behind it, and the one across the road. Today's UNE is more than 10 times the size of that bold, fragile experiment in building a university. Everyone stay calm. Today's UNE is more than 10 times the size of that bold, fragile experiment in building a university outside the capital cities. And you can believe those capital cities didn't want us, but we're here. Your faces before me represent the reason the university was founded and the reason it has succeeded. Its founders wanted to make a great education available to anyone with the desire and determination to succeed. And you are here. That's a non-trivial statement. In 1938, when this university was founded, only the children of elite families of Sydney got access to university. The University of New England was established on the basis of access to all. You are joining a huge cohort of people who share an open secret that this modest university, built by the community in the highlands of northern New South Wales, changes lives. People are changed as individuals by their studies, and some go on to change the world. I hope that what you have learned here carries you forward through a rewarding life, ideally a life in which you return to us, once or multiple times, so that we can help you advance into new phases of knowledge, understanding, and to meet the desires you have for your lives and careers. Just as you've chosen to challenge and stretch yourselves through study, your university is challenging itself to create new learning experiences so that our students can choose how life and learning intertwine. Life should be about learning and learning about life. We can help with that. Why am I telling you this when you think you're finished? Well, you're not finished with learning. When I was robing for my first graduation here, I looked up at the window in the library of Bullaminba, a house built in 1890. On that window was engraved the following words: "Cease not to learn until thou cease to live." This place was destined to become a university. You're on a roll. Just keep on learning and do it where you can be certain of an excellent experience, right here. Since UNE's first Vice-Chancellor, Sir Robert Madgwick, gave an occasional address at UNE's 1959 graduation, this podium has been followed by hundreds of fascinating speakers, both UNE alumni and others, who take the opportunity to impart their wisdom and experience on the graduating cohort. Timothy Walker CBE AM has been recently celebrated on his retirement and his 17 years of leadership of the London Philharmonic Orchestra, the LPO, as Chief Executive and Artistic Director. Timothy was admitted to the Order of Australia as a member in the year 2000 for recognition of his work leading the Australian Chamber Orchestra for over 10 years. Inducted as an honorary member of the Royal College of Music by the Prince of Wales in 2014, and received the Commander of the British Empire, CBE, from Her Majesty Queen Elizabeth II in 2020 for his leadership of the London Philharmonic. Despite the pandemic impacting his farewell, it was known by all that his impact on the industry had been profound. Under Tim's leadership, the LPO flourished with around 170 performances annually, including international concert tours of the major cities of the world, the summer opera season at Glyndebourne, the establishment of an LPO record label, and iconic film soundtracks, notably the Lord of the Rings trilogy. Using his rare dual role as Chief Executive and Artistic Director allowed Tim to bring a pragmatic, transparent leadership style that has left a lasting legacy. The LPO flourished under his direction, with his ability to produce dynamic and challenging performances, enhancing the orchestra's potential and earning him global admiration. Tim Walker's journey to a stellar career began with a diploma of financial management from the University of New England, of course, which played a pivotal role in shaping his leadership and business perspective. Through his passion for music and community involvement, Tim worked on programs such as the London Music Masters and LPO Future Firsts, which have helped nurture future generations of musicians. He also organised concerts and workshops for disadvantaged groups, including the homeless, elderly and disabled. These efforts not only brought the orchestra closer to the community, but also provided meaningful opportunities for those who might otherwise not have had access to live music. Tim has chaired the Association of British Orchestras, served as Secretary and later Treasurer of the International Society of the Performing Arts, and has served on many arts boards, including the Henry Wood Hall Trust and the Rachmaninoff Foundation. He has consulted to a diverse group of arts companies ranging from the Sao Paulo Symphony Orchestra to the Australian Ballet and the Australian Festival of Chamber Music. He is an honorary life member of both the London Philharmonic Orchestra and the Association of British Orchestras. Tim now resides in Tasmania, where he was born, and continues to undertake reviews for Creative Australia, Create New South Wales, Creative Victoria and Arts Queensland, as well as consulting to orchestras. Deputy Chancellor, graduates, guests, I am honoured to introduce Mr. Timothy Walker as your occasional address speaker this morning. Please give him a warm welcome.
Thank you, Deputy Chancellor, Vice-Chancellor. May I begin by saying what an honour and indeed a privilege it is to be invited back to the University of New England today to give this address. I haven't been here for 44 years. I was an external student here in the late 70s, having completed an honours degree in arts and a diploma of education from the University of Tasmania. I was a teacher of English and music at the Don College in Devonport, and recognised at the time that to advance my desired career of arts management, I needed to have some commerce, business, law, accounting knowledge, and my years here proved consequential in that quest. I became concert manager at the Canberra School of Music, and 6 years later was invited to join the Australian Chamber Orchestra as marketing and development manager, becoming general manager 2 years later. I had the privilege of appointing Richard Tognetti as leader, a role he still holds today. It was a hard-working but exciting time. I remember Richard saying, "We have to fly." And fly we did. We moved the orchestra from a part-time to a full-time orchestra. We extended the subscription series that were in Sydney and Canberra to 9 cities throughout the country, adding Brisbane, Newcastle, Wollongong, Melbourne, Hobart, Adelaide and Perth, and made sure that we visited plenty of regional cities and towns throughout the country, including Armidale. We got our finances back on track by undertaking 6 overseas tours in the space of a year. We found the old ABC studio in King's Cross, much earlier used by the Sydney Symphony Orchestra, and then began negotiating for premises in the Bennelong development near the Sydney Opera House. We moved in there at the end of '99, but not before commencing work on the next move, which was to the old Pier 2-3 in Walsh Bay, where the ACO is now finally and successfully, and I might add, deservedly ensconced. At this stage of my career, I needed to get off the treadmill of running an orchestra and began working on some consultancies in the arts industry and bringing to Australia 6 international orchestras to play at the Sydney Opera House and the Melbourne Concert Hall. Then I had a headhunter call in 2002 to do an interview for the post of Chief Executive and Artistic Director of the London Philharmonic Orchestra. I had 3 days' notice to turn up and face a 12-member panel for 3 hours, which included the General Manager of the Royal Opera House, the Director of the Edinburgh Festival, and so on. And then I fronted the board of the London Philharmonic in the afternoon for a further 3 hours, and then I was offered the job. I didn't immediately accept. I decided I needed to meet everyone involved, look over the papers, feel very confident about it. I might add, I probably wasn't that certain at that point whether or not I could do the job, and also if my partner was prepared to make the change. But by the end of that first week, the doubts had been removed. Universal truth here: don't rush to accept the offer of a job. Be excited and grateful that it's offered to you, but request a day or so, or maybe a week, to make sure it's exactly the right job for you. So I went back onto the treadmill of a full-time orchestra, but this time one of the greatest in the world, and in one of the world's great cultural capitals. Another exciting time, but this time with real experience behind me. The London Philharmonic's an orchestra owned by the musicians. There are 80 members who each have a £1 share in the company. Although there are 70 more musicians qualified to play in the orchestra, as the schedule was so full, and my job was to make it even fuller, that we needed a cohort of about 150 musicians. The typical great orchestras of the world have 110 permanent players. It wasn't unusual for this orchestra to rehearse a Mahler symphony with its principal conductor, the great German Kurt Masur, pack all the instruments after the rehearsal, race over to Abbey Road Studios, do a 3-hour recording for one of the Lord of the Rings trilogy, pack all the instruments back, go to Royal Festival Hall and give a concert that night. Nor was it unusual for this orchestra to do 8 concerts in 8 different European cities in a row. This orchestra really liked to work, and that work ethic was inspiring to be around. I remember inheriting a bank balance of £165,000 from my predecessor and was able to increase that to a reserve of over £6.5 million by the time I left. The reserve certainly came into its own when I did leave, because it was the onset of the COVID pandemic, and this was a company owned by its players that could immediately guarantee them a living. How did I get here? Well, both my parents were educators. My father was a headmaster of the high school I attended. I was never Tim, I was always boy, just one of the charges. Not to say that I wasn't loved, but I always suspected that he would have preferred I had been the leader of the school football team rather than leader of the school orchestra. Anyway, after 4 years with my father as principal, I moved to Matriculation College for year 11 and 12, but so did my father. So I thought after year 11, I would move on to university. It was a good and a bad decision. I was quite young when I went to the University of Tasmania. My mother was a deputy headmaster at a high school, and I, along with my 3 sisters, were ingrained with the nobility of the teaching profession. And indeed, I did my bit for 5 years and enjoyed it enormously. My older sister worked as a student counsellor in the education system, and my younger sister recently retired from heading up the English department at Hobart College. My 3rd sister was never in the teaching profession, but she has had a very successful career as senior private secretary to several federal health ministers and ended up as deputy director of AusAid. My father was a Latin scholar, very much a Renaissance man, and when he established the new Riverside High School in Launceston in 1964, he imbued it with a tradition from the outset. And what I remember most and have held dear all my life was the school motto, Quod verum meum est, what is true is mine. My father also emphasised to us a line from Shakespeare's play, he was an actor. It was from the play Hamlet, to thine own self be true. It's easy in our modern age to be influenced, and I found that if I felt I was going off track, I always came back to these few words. It helped to regain my moral compass. You can decide what is right and what is wrong and decide a course of action that is yours and only yours. To thine own self be true, what is true is mine. And what have I learnt in management? Well, I learnt that style is critical. I learnt that it's not what you say, but how you say it. Always look for the most elegant solution. Be honest, be kind. And then there's a question of timing. In several critical moments, I found that the decision I took was to take no action. That sometimes it's better to let one go through to the keeper than ignite a fire that could lead to larger and worse consequences. In management, I call this deciding from my in tray what goes into the urgent tray and what goes into the pending tray, and that if you make the right choice and react immediately to a situation, there can be instant success. But place a problem in the pending tray, and you can often find that over the next few days or weeks, or sometimes a bit longer, the issue has resolved itself or simply gone away. I learnt that not everything needs an intervention, that sometimes it's better not to have an intervention. I've also often pondered now why I wanted a life in music. My mother had played the piano. My older sister was a child of the 60s and wanted to play the guitar. My two younger sisters didn't have much choice, they had to do ballet. I got to do the piano along with tennis and hockey. But it was when I went to hear a concert of the Tasmanian Symphony Orchestra give a schools concert that I realised I was playing a rather lonely instrument, and that if I took up an orchestral instrument, I could get to play with others and, of course, make more noise. My father's high school had a Dutch violin teacher, so I was soon learning the violin and very soon leading the school orchestra. I found that I could lose myself in music. It completely transported me. I would be at the piano by 6 each morning for an hour's practice. After school, I'd be listening to Rachmaninoff piano concertos, filling my stomach at the same time. And then at 5 o'clock, I would start doing an hour of violin practice. My mother took me to all the orchestral, all the chamber music concerts, and I quickly devoured as much music as I could find. I gradually came to realise how central music was to everyone's lives. I was 10 when the Beatles emerged. It was an exciting time for popular music. It was upbeat, it was uplifting. There was music to dance to, music to sing along with, music to celebrate, music to commiserate. There was music everywhere in my life, and it seemed that there was music for every occasion. Last year, I was at the commemorative service for the British composer Benjamin Britten at Aldeburgh in the UK. The bishop there spoke of the transcendent quality of music, that it takes us somewhere else in our spirit and in our thinking. And the next day, the driver taking me back to London, knowing that I'd worked for the London Philharmonic, said, "Did your orchestra record the music for Spider-Man? Every time I hear it, it really sends me." Music for him was as transcendent as it was for the bishop. I remember the words of one of the miners saved from the Tasmanian Beaconsfield mining disaster of 2006 after he had been trapped with others underground for 14 days, when he said, in effect, "It was the music they piped down to us that gave me hope." Music in this disastrous event had the power to transcend the enormity and to offer solace and hope. And what have I learnt in a life of music? I've learnt that I have never been alone. There's always been a piece of music to comfort, inspire, reflect, motivate, provide hope, to accompany me. It's been my absolute closest companion. I've also learned that success is not in the achievement, but in the process of achieving. That if you concentrate on the work and the process, the result will take care of itself. Success is not in our hands, it has to be earned. There was a time after I finished my diploma here in 1980 that I took 6 months off and went to London and got a job as an accounts clerk in a meat import-export company. And I walked through St John's, through Smith Square, where St John's Queen Adelaide Church is in the centre. The famous New Zealand soprano Kerry DeCanoa was recording for Deutsche Grammophon. And I never realised that 20 years later I would own a flat in Smith Square. I went past the famous Athenaeum Club in Waterloo Place, just off the Mall, and admired the gilt statue of Athena and the Wedgwood-like trim under the pediment. I never imagined that 24 years later I would become a member of that esteemed club as a result of a nomination from a Duke of the Royal Family. I never realised when I went to hear a concert of the London Philharmonic Orchestra under its principal conductor, then Klaus Tenstedt at Royal Festival Hall, that I would come back in 22 years and be the chief executive and artistic director of that orchestra. The 19th century English poet Robert Browning wrote, but a man's reach should exceed his grasp, or what's the heaven for? Strive beyond your expectations, the sky has no limits. Carpe diem, the future is yours, and I congratulate each and every one of you. Thank you.
Thank you, Timothy, for a most interesting and inspiring address and for sharing your journey and your career with us and your insights and learnings, which we really appreciate. And your address provides a wonderful segue into the next part of our ceremony. The New England Northwest region has always had a rich tradition in music and culture. And it is my pleasure to invite from the New England Conservatorium of Music our ceremony musicians to perform for us. This trio includes one of our very own students, James Chen, and he's accompanied by Robert Von Gend and Abigail Thompson. Please remain seated during the interlude. Thank you, Abigail, James and Robert, for a lovely performance. I now invite the Chair of Academic Board, Professor Adrian Walsh, to present the candidates for their degrees.
Would the graduands please stand? It's all you. Deputy Chancellor, I submit to you a list of candidates as set out in the program who have completed all requirements and are entitled to be admitted to their respective academic degrees and awards.
In the name of the Council and by my authority as Chancellor pro tempore, I admit these candidates to their respective academic degrees and awards. Congratulations.
Notice the word, would the graduates please be seated? Deputy Chancellor, the New England Award is granted to selected graduates who have demonstrated outstanding service to the university and wider community and commitment to others. It's a non-academic award given by the university in recognition of the skills, attributes, leadership and personal qualities that are developed through extracurricular activity, committee membership, voluntary work and good citizenship. Would the graduates also receiving the New England Award please stand? Yep, thank you.
Through your actions to achieve the New England Award, you have shown yourself to be a high-achieving, proactive, outward-looking member of the university community. UNE is proud of the relationships we have developed with many organisations across Australia and as a result of your efforts. On behalf of the Council and UNE community, I extend to you our thanks and congratulations.
Please be seated. Would the graduates who are also receiving a Vice-Chancellor's Scholar Award please stand? Deputy Chancellor, the Vice-Chancellor's Scholar Award is granted to the selected bachelor's or master's degree graduates who are graduating with a grade point average of 6.7 or higher. It's granted to recognise the achievements of our most academically high-achieving students.
By achieving the Vice-Chancellor's Scholars Award, you have shown yourself to be a hard-working and disciplined member of the university community with a determination to succeed. On behalf of the Council and UNE community, I extend our hearty congratulations to you all.
Please be seated. Deputy Chancellor, I now have the honour to present to you all those graduates newly admitted to the degree of Doctor of Education and Doctor of Philosophy who are able to be present at this ceremony. So, Doctor of Education, Ruth Winfield, a mixed methods action research study investigating improvements in student engagement and teaching practice during the implementation of an enterprise skills course. Doctor of Philosophy, Elizabeth Chappell, using multiple narrators to recover the lives of women from the past, a creative biography of Catherine Spence. Dale Allen Clancy, continuation of service, an historical and political study of soldier politicians in the Australian Federal Parliament, 1920 to 1939. Robert Doran, Fields of Being, Harry and the Wings and the Dramaturgy of Dasein. Damien John Gleeson, Irish convict marriage in New South Wales, 1788 to 1850. Lynette Ann Grivell, Over Our Dead Bodies, a study of the fantastic and short stories by lesser-known women authors from Mexico, Central America and the Caribbean. Desmond Bruce Lambley, an analysis of military criminality by Australian officers in the First World War. Molly Rose Northcott, also receiving the New England Award. Agents of the Invisible World, the role of children in English and New English witchcraft trials, 1589 to 1692. William John O'Connell, the authentic influence of Stoic philosophy on the life and principate of Marcus Aurelius Antonius. Mario Vecchi, Dorsetshire refugees, not immigrants, the Blandford branch of the Colonisation Society and the 1849 voyage of the emigrant. Raja Paksha Wasala Mudayan Sailage PGIK We Rakum, a low anxiety classroom model for ESL learners at state universities in Sri Lanka. Deputy Chancellor, I now have the honour to invite the Delegate of the Dean of the Faculties of Humanities, Arts, Social Sciences and Education, Professor Nathan Wise, to present those graduates newly admitted to postgraduate awards who are able to be present at this ceremony.
Deputy Chancellor, I now have the honour to present to you those graduates newly admitted to the degree of Master and Graduate Certificate from the Faculty of Humanities, Arts, Social Sciences and Education. Master of Applied Linguistics, Catherine Elvira Byers, also receiving the Vice Chancellor's Scholars Award. Stephanie Monica Sugden. Master of Arts, Samuel Peter Blades. Paula Bradley, also receiving the Vice Chancellor's Scholars Award. Matthew Butler. Sandin Dean Collins, also receiving the Vice Chancellor's Scholars Award. Melinda Ebony Alana Cracknell. Carol James Giffen. Isabel Jane Kemp. Emily Claire Lambert, also receiving the New England Award. Zhu Liu. Nicole Adrienne McAllen. Jocelyn Ruth Morris. Karen Louise Nansen. Vivian Amy Elizabeth Rodder. And Nicholas Shelley. Master of Education, Patricia Ann Harris. Master of History, Benjamin Thomas Aldridge. Stephanie Dark. Master of Teaching, Primary, Eleanor Ann Battaglini. Parbati Batari. Jessie Ann Buchanan. Peony Daniels. Benedict Day. Lauren Doughton. Ellen Claire Etherington. Lynette Moore-I Green. Jessica Ann Hines. Deepika Damayanthi Kumari Ilangasakara. Morgan Kate Kearney. Atia Tal Karim Mahmood. Nasheen Naveed. Nilab Nawabi. Alama Zella Russak, also receiving the Vice Chancellor's Scholars Award. Liana Margaret Small. Catherine Stone. Hasibullah Tarbin. Marie Sophie Elizabeth Westermark. And Mary Thymian Hargett White. Master of Teaching Secondary, Dana Abulagud. Naya May Bester. Benjamin John Campbell. Georgie Ray Davey. Charlotte Grace Eppleson. Jackson Robert Kelly. Stephanie Chi Ting Liang. Brodie Jane Martin. Erina Louise Martin. Kim Melouche. Vidya Radhakrishnan. And Jonathan Saunders, also receiving the Vice Chancellor's Scholars Award. Graduate Certificate in Digital Learning, Craig Coley. Graduate Certificate in Education Studies, Maria Beckes. And Rosalie Gagan. Deputy Chancellor, I now have the honour to invite the delegate of the Head of the School of Humanities, Arts and Social Sciences, Associate Professor Rose Williamson, to present those graduates newly admitted to the undergraduate awards who are able to be present at this ceremony.
Deputy Chancellor, I now have the honour to present to you those graduates newly admitted to the degree of Bachelor, and those graduates awarded the Advanced Diploma and Diploma from the School of Humanities, Arts and Social Sciences. Bachelor of Arts, Bachelor of Business, Charlie Joe Bingham. Thomas Scott Connor. Joanna Elizabeth Stewart. Sorry, that was the Bachelor of Arts, Bachelor of Science. Bachelor of Arts, Laura Jane Bowen. Anya May Brading. Danielle Margaret Chu. Erin Delamotte. Derek Edward Elwell. Jill Elizabeth Floyd. Chloe May Green, also receiving the New England Award. Sarah Jane Gunnery. Ashley Grant Howard. Chloe Kate Mackerel. Stephanie Jane McManus. Sinead Ann O'Callaghan. Amos O'Toole Gosling. DJ Seary. Alexandra Rose Smalley. Warren John Toohey. Xavier Edward Morris Walsh. The Bachelor of Criminology, Catherine Ellen Callahan. Abigail Carr, also receiving the New England Award. Ashlyn Elizabeth Curley. Sophia Dwyer, also receiving the New England Award. Lydia Gemma Francis. Primrose Annabella McDonald. Isabella Lee Wagland. James Boyd Yeo. The Bachelor of Historical Inquiry and Practice, Chloe Rochelle Harris. Jemima Jane Yao. The Bachelor of International Studies, Vivienne Patricia Smith. The Bachelor of Media and Communications, Tessa Meredith Andrews. Grace Bowman, also receiving the New England Award. Lynette McKay. Morgan Ella Sulyk. The Bachelor of Music, Gregory John Allardyce. Mitchell John Burgess. Sally Ann Jeffries. Felicity McKendry. Loyola McLean, also receiving the Vice-Chancellor's Scholars Award. The Bachelor of Social Science, Lisa Jane Bailey. Fraser Ian Gordon. The Bachelor of Sustainability, Greg Ian Barr-Jones OAM. Casey Cook. Amber Monique Dupoy. Barnabas James Maple. Lucy Mari Seville. The Bachelor of Urban and Regional Planning, Ryan Albertson. Abby Louise Barnfield. Samantha Jane Welsh. Advanced Diploma in Arts, Luke Bowen Chaffer. Patricia Johnson. Susan Jane Lewis. The Diploma in Arts, Lydia Shio Lan Bab. Minty Grace Harper. The Diploma in Modern Languages, Fiona Margaret Johnson. Kate Victoria Jones. Lydia Rose McKechnie. Joel Peter Romero. Brandy Callan Teaha. Diploma in Music, Megan Elizabeth Ainsworth. Deputy Chancellor, I now have the honour to invite the Head of the School of Education, Professor Sue Gregory, to present those graduates newly admitted to the undergraduate awards who are able to be present at this ceremony.
Deputy Chancellor, I now have the honour to present to you those graduates newly admitted to the degree Bachelor from the School of Education. Bachelor of Education, Early Childhood and Primary, Keely Ann Blackadder. Raymond John Field. Emily Louise Grover. Shanaine Hart. Abby Jean Klein. Melinda Jane Lowther. Michelle Lillian McCorist. Mari Moon. Susan Elizabeth Norman. Fiona Rose Germaine O'Keefe. Nikki Sinnock. Jessica Peter Travato. Bachelor of Education, Early Childhood Teaching, Jessica Lee Andrews. Kirsty Amula. Alison Baxter. Vinda De Silva. Shannon Taylor Drury. Nicole Dumay. Jennifer Hart Evans. Janine Gentle. Talia Rita Giorgio. Amanda Godwin. Ashvini Galuk. Lisa Marie Hapgood. Amanda Lee Hatch. Erica Madeline Hawkins. Katrina Ray Parkhill Hearn. Katerina Monica Heel. Susan Margaret Jackson. Anne Lynn Havier. Kelly Ann Johnson. Romina Isabel Rocchio Jones. Carly Colleen Kelly. Tara Louise Kelly. Vicky Ellen Kerr. Alicia Keegi. Stephanie Margrove. Caroline Tu Palm Marsden. Belinda Gay Martin. Rachel Therese McAlpine. Amanda Lee McGovern. Alexandra Eleanor Francis Mills. Shani Marie Moran. Bronwyn Mortlock. Ashley Janice Phillips. Naomi Prescott. Elisa Louise Purcell. Natalie Helen Rich. Eliza Linda Rogers. Sabina Chakra. Cara Rose Smith. Karen Ann Streetfield. Fiona Ethel May Stringer. Yaquan Tang. Ganga Thirunavu Karasu. Anika Webster. Lita J. Wedder. Leanne Whitmore. Rebecca Wilson. Christina Wallard. Bachelor of Education, In-Service Conversion, Christine Sarah May Lashmar. Dane Anthony Spencer. Bachelor of Education, K-12 Teaching, Andrew Emmanuel Fossoulis. Claudia Violet Humphreys. Louise Ann Liu. Claire Matuska. Abby Francis McCloskey. James Douglas Mitchell. Danelia Jane Norstrand. Janita Joy Parks. Helen Pritchett. Zoe Gabriel Starkey. Amanda Suzanne Salter. Bachelor of Education, K-6 Teaching, Hayley Susan Allen. Roseanne Arbour. Annalise Marie Bougie. Tavlin Lawsa Charter. Rowan Jemison K. Cowley. Kylie Fitzgerald. Megan Jade Hill. Amelia Jane Knott. Katrina Ann Liptrot de Souza. Daniel Malloy. Emily Marcucci. Katrina Jacqueline Martin. Catherine Louise McCosker. Kate Louise Moorhead. Taya Turner. Bachelor of Education, Secondary Arts, Alexandra Natha Elwell. David Jacob Etherington. Emily Louise Lang. Demi Leave McFarlane, also receiving the Vice-Chancellor Scholars Award. Teresa K. Phillips. Bethany Grace Roberts. Alistair Ryan. Clayton Jonathan Thompson. Jordan Taylor Wheeler. Elisa Michelle Woodward. Sasha Margaret Wykes. Bachelor of Education, Secondary Music, William Harvey. Helena Hard-Chamali. Ellie Louise Hicks. Paris Kennedy Hicks. Bachelor of Educational Studies, Georgia Audrey May Flood. Antoinette Matery. Caitlin Jess McKinry. Megan Alice Riley. Bachelor of Special and Inclusive Education Primary, Corinne Adams. Ella Ruby Larkin, also receiving the New England Award. Abigail Mabel Millar. Josephine Anna Munro. Vicky Lee Nagar. Clayton Stewart Neeson Smith. Bachelor of Training and Development, John Salter. Deanne York Douglas. Deputy Chancellor, that concludes the presentation of awards from the Faculties of Humanities, Arts, Social Science and Education to graduates who were able to be present at this ceremony. I now invite our Vice-Chancellor, Professor Chris Moran, to present one final award from the Faculty of Humanities, Arts, Social Science and Education.
Deputy Chancellor, Renelle Cecilia Knowles enrolled in the Bachelor of Music in 2021. Sadly, in 2022, Renelle passed away before she could complete the award. Renelle's love for music was a thread woven through her entire life. From singing jazz on stage at just 17 years old, to performing in rock bands, gospel choirs, and elite ensembles like Charisma and Vocalicious, her talent and dedication brought joy to so many. Beyond performing, Renelle shared her gifts as a full-time teacher of history, geography and music at Sir Joseph Banks High School. Her commitment to learning was equally remarkable, earning multiple degrees, including one Master's in History at UNE, all while pursuing her passion for music. Renelle described her time studying music at the University of New England as some of the most fun and rewarding experiences of her life. Deputy Chancellor, I present to you her husband John and children Lily, Lulu, Charlie and Felix to receive the Diploma of Music on her behalf.
Thank you, John, Lily, Lulu, Charlie and Felix for joining us today and receiving the Diploma of Music on behalf of your wife and mother. I now invite Natalie Rich, Bachelor of Education, Early Childhood and Primary, to deliver the vote of thanks on behalf of the graduates.
Good afternoon, and thank you to everyone attending today's graduation ceremony. My name is Natalie Rich, and I'm graduating today with a Bachelor of Education, Early Childhood Education. I'm grateful for the opportunity to deliver the vote of thanks on behalf of all graduating students and acknowledge that we are celebrating our academic achievements on our beautiful Annawan country. I would like to extend special thanks to the Deputy Chancellor, Vice-Chancellor, local Elder Mr Colin Ahoy, council members, distinguished guests, the academic staff, fellow graduates in attendance and those watching at home, and finally to our families and friends who have travelled from far and wide to celebrate our achievements with us today. It is a privilege and an honour to stand before you all today to express our heartfelt gratitude on behalf of all graduating students. This occasion marks an important milestone for many of us as we end our time with UNE and prepare to explore the many opportunities that now lay before us. Some of us may be at the very beginning of our careers, bright-eyed and ready to take on all that the world has to offer. Some of us, myself included, may be a little more, shall I say, mature, and graduating today looking for a new direction in their life's journey or enhancing their qualifications to open more doors in their chosen career. In either case, today we acknowledge the teams of people who helped us reach this achievement, as it is an impossible dream without those who have cheered us on and encouraged us along the way. I started my degree in 2018, online, part-time, whilst working full-time and juggling family commitments for a total of 6.5 years. Today I am here finally graduating with a Bachelor of Education, Early Childhood Education. I share this with you as my background in early childhood education advocates that we support our youngest children to develop learning dispositions that will support them to be lifelong learners. Today I'm surrounded by graduates, academics, family and friends who are a testament to how remaining curious, staying committed, persisting when faced with challenges and engaging in research and inquiry positions you to never stop learning. For those of you graduating with a degree in early childhood education today, you may notice the little reference to Learning Outcome 4 of the Early Years Learning Framework regarding confident and involved learners. So please indulge me a little as I passionately advocate for an under-recognised yet highly important profession. Studying online requires a high level of commitment and persistence, as many of my fellow graduates can attest. For those of us engaged in distance education, I extend a special thanks to the Ask UNE team, the IT department, and the many lecturers who created an online community committed to ensuring we never felt alone on our academic journey. Thanks for your patience and understanding as we frantically emailed with last-minute technical disasters and extension requests, to which you so calmly and efficiently resolved. And of course, thank you for supporting us to ride the wave of the global pandemic that gave all students a taste of distance education. The UNE team, already leaders in the distance education arena, seamlessly transitioned all students to online learning. The learning materials provided, online learning communities, wellbeing support and teaching staff are second to none, and your efforts to maintain such high quality resources are greatly appreciated. Thank you to the teaching teams who have ensured we are well equipped to embark on our future careers, equipped with knowledge and skills that have prepared us to be leaders in our professions. Your ongoing encouragement, guidance and teaching has laid the foundation for our future success, and for this we are indebted to you. And finally, thank you to all of our families. I just need a second. Our loved ones and friends who have been our cheer squad and biggest supporters. Thank you for your patience and understanding when assessment time rolled around and the stress levels were at their highest. Thank you for letting us sleep in when we were up late getting that assignment submitted. Thank you for wiping our tears, giving us hugs and making us a cup of tea when we had moments when we felt like it was all too hard. Or maybe that was just me. Thank you for loving us unconditionally through all of the ups and downs that university study throws at you. We wouldn't be here today without your support. As I look back on my time at UNE and think about those initial feelings of uncertainty and overwhelm as I undertook further study as a mature age student with work and family commitments, I remember a quote that I placed above my desk. It always seems impossible until it's done. This quote by Nelson Mandela spurred me on to complete assignments in the wee hours, encouraged me to keep re-enrolling every trimester, and to hopefully be a positive role model for my children, demonstrating that study can be done at any age. So today, as I stand up here, it no longer feels impossible, and we are done. So thank you for supporting your fellow graduates and all of your efforts to complete your degree. I hope you celebrate well your achievements and wish you all the very, very best for your future. Thank you.
Thank you, Natalie, for your lovely and very heartfelt vote of thanks. Congratulations to you and all graduates on your graduation today. Now, we've had a very good participatory audience so far, and I'm not sure who wins the prize for the greatest cheers, but now it's the graduates' turn to thank their family members and friends, and I invite you to stand and face the audience and applaud your family and friends. Thank you. Please be seated. As graduates of UNE, you are now part of the UNE family, and I encourage you to stay connected with us over the years, whether it's through doing additional study, encouraging your family and friends to study with us, and even engaging actively with our alumni. We have a very big alumni, as we mentioned earlier in the proceedings, and we have an alumni tent here today. So if you visit that tent, you can register your interest, and you will then receive newsletters and invitations to events and activities we hold. And so our way of connecting with you, keeping you up to date with what we're doing, how we're progressing, the achievements and initiatives and opportunities that you might be interested in along the way. I thank you all for attending today's ceremony, and a special thanks to the UNE staff who have worked tirelessly to make today's ceremony such a memorable one. I hope you all continue to enjoy the wonderful atmosphere which graduation ceremonies create, and that you will take advantage of the various hospitality and entertainment options available today. I declare the ceremony closed and ask the congregation to please stand for the academic anthem Gaudeamus Igitur, and after the anthem, the newly admitted graduates are invited to follow the procession out. Have a lovely afternoon and enjoy your celebrations.